Have you ever noticed auto mechanics have you by the balls even though you might not have balls? This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. I just thought I'd open in a different manner and see if anyone notices or cares. It's been a crazy day already. Some issues with the main employer, but hopefully those are getting cleared up. And I took the day off from Joel so that I could run errands and do things around here, and then my morning was kind of thrown off by a couple of things. One of which was I was sitting here pouring over some paperwork when suddenly, like a bolt out of the blue, I don't know, a vehicle was going by, a car, a mode of transport, heading east, which would be that way. And the horn was blowing wildly, and then I heard it, the crash. This happens quite a bit here. It's a dangerous area. Dangerous part of Route 6, the Grand Army of the Republic Highway, whatever the heck it's called. So I immediately whipped my paperwork down and ran over to Mother's because I knew Mother was running errands, and I thought, my God, Mother's been mowed down wildly. Look at my hair. I don't know if that helps at all. I thought, Mom had been hit on her way into that driveway. See, she has somewhat of a horseshoe driveway, but not really a horseshoe. It's more like a, what would it be? Like a gun, kind of. Like the grip of the gun is out here on 6, and then the barrel is in the middle, and then the whatever. I don't know the different parts. And one goes to Free Road, and then one goes to the 6. It's not a good scene, ladies and gentlemen, because it's very dangerous there. In fact, that's where Todd the cat got killed. And that's where Bubbles the cat got killed years ago, like right in that region. There's a dip, there's a thing. It's whatever. The bottom line is, as I was flying over there, I heard Spencer, who was dressed in these khaki shorts. He looked kind of cute. I never see him in shorts. That's the child, for those who don't know. Was saying, "It's okay, sir, I'm gonna, help you out here." And I flew into the house wildly at Mother's and called 911. But what happened was a gentleman, an older fellow, was heading, an Ohio driver. We always tease in this area and say that Ohio drivers are hideous. I'm sure that West Virginia thinks Pennsylvania drivers are terrible, and you know how that goes. He was heading south, across here, and just pulled right out. Blink, blank, bloop. I think I told you a long time ago when Blaine was here and we went and saw that band, Repeat Offender, or is it Repeat Offenders? I think it's Offenders with Amy of Now and Again as the lead singer. Okay, Blaine just casually meandered across the road at nighttime with someone coming. They were right here, blowing the horn wildly, flashing lights, whipping their top down, screaming at him. He just, oh, where'd they come from? So it's kind of a dangerous area, especially when you're not paying attention. And this other guy who hit him was in a big white truck, and he had a couple of young girls with him, probably. I'm going to say 12 and 9 at the most. And whenever Spencer went to help the gentleman who spun around wildly on Route 6 and came to rest facing west at the end of Mother's driveway, he was greeted by a large dog. It's a boxer dog, but it didn't have its ears cropped. Friendly dog. And of course I was concerned about the dog over anything or everything, so I took him a bowl of water. A stainless steel bowl of water for the dog. Everybody was okay, nobody was injured, but 9/11 always wants total details about everything. And I didn't really have them, so I was yelling out the window and asking questions and screaming, and I'm sure it's all on tape for those at the 9/11 call center. They can just throw back their heads and roar in laughter. So, trying to get together some sort of campaign for the paper. It's supposed to be, what is today? It's my anniversary with the paper, first of all. And it's, kind of the most depressing anniversary ever because, well, I'm very depressed for these local businesses, ladies and gentlemen. Is there a possibility, just a smidgen of a possibility, that the measures that were taken for this alleged pandemic, and it is an alleged pandemic, because the numbers don't even, by their own criteria, by their own science, by their own numbers, doesn't live up to, the freakazoid reaction to it, is what I'm saying. The reaction is way worse than the problem. Is there a possibility that perhaps the measures that are being taken to supposedly keep us safe, because they care a lot about us, ladies and gentlemen, and they're very honest people, Do you think that those might be more harmful than the actual thing itself? Is that possible, or am I just completely out on our limb here with Thomas the possum? So, getting back to the businesses, I feel sorry for them. There's a thriving business up in Conneautville, PA, where I cover the meetings, where it used to be a booming town back before the NAFTA and all that jazz came through. Like, you can actually shop in your own town for, say, the holidays and stuff. Yeah. Conneautville. Yeah, they only have, like, the Valley Inn, and what else do they have? A pizza place and, like, a secondhand store where Prince was working as somebody came sauntering in wearing raspberry beret. And a swap shop type deal where it's like another secondhand. I think there's a couple of them. I don't know. All I know is this place. It's where Perpetual and I go every year for St. Patrick's Day, because they have the Reubens and all. Those who have been with me since the late 70s will remember this. It's where I judge the chili contest every year. The chili cooking contest. I'm one of the judges. She does a really, a good business and everything. They have like a family area separate from the bar and stuff. And she's been a good advertiser and a lovely person. Her husband is on the council up there that I covered at one point, and I don't know what's happening there either, but she's barely hanging on, she told me. So she couldn't advertise, of course. How can they? It's a catch-22. I feel almost terrible asking people to advertise, but a few are. Like insurance companies and accountants and things like that. I forget who else, but yeah. And then I went to Alsmel. I ran these errands. God, I'm just going to bloviate wildly. So I did a bunch of stuff for the paper, and then I, at the same time, was boiling beets because I have to peel those and slice them up and get them ready for canning tonight. Excuse me. And at some point, I have to peel carrots wildly. And the rest I don't have to really do. I can do it at my own leisure. I now know how to do a few things without the help of Napoleon, known as Joel. And I kind of dig it. I like not being freaked out that I'm going to make some sort of mistake and that Joel will just be all huffy-puffy about it. It's kind of funny. I mean, he would never do anything totally rude to me or even say a rude word against me, but his attitude can be a little sucky. I'm just going to be honest with you. Especially when it comes to doing any projects together. Canning, painting, boating, fishing. Actually, no, that part's not true. He's pretty good with that. Camping, forget the address. That's why I used to always go alone. Oh my God, bear camp. I can't stand going up there with him. I'm so nice about Perpatch. Well, he can be cranky. I don't know how else to put it. He's a lovely person. He's been a delightful partner, but he's crankpot. I'm sure he has some issues with me as well, ladies and gentlemen, but he doesn't get on YouTube and talk about it. Okay, what else? Perpetual, let me gather my thoughts. Oh yeah, running errands. So I went to Al's Melons, and of course I was the only one there without a costume. It was okay, though. I kind of timed it right around 3 o'clock so I wouldn't be surrounded by a sea of masks. That's what the costume is, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are new. And then I went over to the east side, to the Lakeside Stop and Go. A delightful woman owns that establishment, and she does not enforce that at all because, first of all, she was in the Army, and Army people don't enforce it. No, I'm kidding. She was in the Army and worked at some lab or something. I'm not sure what the deal is, some university place, and they know what size these particles are supposed to be in terms of, what they're calling a virus. It's very hard to choose my words correctly these days, ladies and gentlemen. And it's too small. It goes through, as was explained way earlier by me, by a lot of people in print, on videos, and all that jazz. So she, plus she's kind of aware of the fact that, gee, things just don't seem like they're really focusing on, it can't all be because of a virus. Do you know what I mean? She raises an eyebrow over that. Crazy, I know, we're both just tinfoil hat lunatics for questioning any of the mainstream jazz. So I have a sneaking suspicion, as I have from the start. Go back to my videos in April or whenever you want. And I don't even keep track of them. I'm terrible about that. And check out how, that I just don't think things are going to survive. I don't know how the paper will. No idea. Not, how would it? It would have to go back online. And it's not that well read online. We live in an old-fashioned neighborhood. And people don't really like to read things online. I don't either. I'm not that old-fashioned or anything, but I like to hold a paper and read it. Oh, by the way, I should show you some numbers in the Tribune. I won't. It's already 10 minutes. I'll do it later. David, my boss, gives me a bunch of papers so I can root through and try to drum up some business. And I noticed some interesting numbers as I was going through the other papers, like 33 came up quite a bit, 11, 6, 06, a lot of stuff like that. For those who have no clue, it's like an esoteric, whatever. It's just numbers are very important to certain groups of people. Let's just say that. And I don't know a ton about it, but I am learning about it. And as I learn, I become more horrified and ready to jump from a cliff. Okay, that's all. I'm watching birds. They're eating. Thomas arrived last night, a little bit late. He keeps a strange schedule. And we visited and bonded and had a wonderful time. In fact, he ate a chip off my head. I put a chip on my head and he ate it. I had a bandana on. Then I tried to put one on my arm and see if he would do it, but he wasn't going for that at all. And of course, I hugged him and kissed him and twisted his little cheeks and gave him a sugar kiss. I didn't do any of that, but I did, you know, pat him, because I pat him. And I love him, and that's all I can say about it. He brings joy to my life. Well, I got joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart, I got that joy. Yeah. That's for Pat Hacker. All right, I'm done. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Join me, join others. Drop your political everything. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. Remember, war is a racket. Don't take my word for it, ladies and gentlemen. Check out General Smedley Butler and what he had to say. Bye.